It's Nate and Eric. We're talking to musicians and music-adjacent people about the worst shit show they've ever been a part of. These are the stories that you don't get to hear. This is what we call shit show.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
What's happening? Hope you
Yeah.
guys had a good Thanksgiving. Nate has been on tour for a fucking minute, and he's back for about a couple weeks now.
Yeah, it feels good. We took the holiday off to go and spend with family and not do a podcast and not think about anything else music-related and just enjoy family.
Yes.
What have you been up to, dude?
I've been working my ass off, blowing out people's sprinklers and aerating people's lawns, and I'm finally slowing down. That's finally slowing down because it's winter and your fucking grass dies, so that's cool. Just working my balls off pretty much.
We got those new in-ears, which are nice. We got to go and really put those to the test here in the next couple days.
Shout goes out to 64 Audio. I just tested out my in-ears. They sound incredible. They feel incredible.
And I got some new gear and kind of rebranding my guitar tone sound and working through that. That's been going on, and actually nothing of note, which is great.
Yeah.
Knock on wood. All right.
I want to talk really quickly about Exit In. Exit In is a place that we have loved dearly, that we've played a bunch of times. We played there with the Proto Men. We've played there with Agent Orange. We played there with the Toadies. It's sort of been our home away from home in Nashville. And I want to read this statement that they put up a couple weeks ago. Exit In is closing Thanksgiving as our lease ends at the end of the year. It appears that 51 years of local independent ownership and operation have come to an end. We're humbled to host this last run of concerts with friends from many eras gracing our stage again. There have been too many incredible moments to count over the 18 years we've stewarded Exit In. It's an incredibly special place that we are so fortunate to have been a part of. Thank you, everyone who's been a part of the extended Exit In family. Hurry back. We'll remain open into December, but we'll close before year's end. We don't have a clear picture of what the future holds for Exit In. We do know that there is a historic overlay on the building and the Exit In building only. The exact effect of this zoning is dependent on the Historic Commission, but it should prevent complete destruction of the building. This zoning can be changed like any other local zoning. You can thank yourselves and public pressure for this historic zoning protection. Et cetera, et cetera. It just goes on to say a bunch of thanks, but I'm really sad that Exit In's closing. It's probably in the top 10 best independent venues in the country, I would say.
It is a great club. When I was last in Nashville, I heard kind of through the grapevine that the people that run it are going to go and try and do it maybe somewhere else. But, I mean, it won't be the building.
Right.
Which, you know, if anyone's ever been to Exit In, I think it's, like, such a cool club and yet also kind of goofy. Like,
Yeah.
the men's toilets are right on stage.
Yeah.
You
walk up the stairs to the stage to go to the restroom. It's very bizarre. Everyone just watches you walk into the bathroom.
You just like, like, oh man, this is really cool watching Local H. Hey, there's Eric. I guess he's got to poop or pee.
Yeah.
he's literally stage left, walking up to go to the restroom.
Yeah. What seems to be the case with Nashville, and I hope what doesn't happen in this building is that it becomes, fucking Blake Shelton's honky-tonkin' whiskey-drinking fuck shack or whatever. That's stupid,
I was watching the gears work as you were like throwing that together, and I was just like, I was pretty impressed that it just kept going.
Yeah. That's what Nashville is, just a bunch of like some country celebrities bar, and it's just, the bartenders wear cowboy hats, and it's just like a club.
Doesn't Ted Nugent have a place where you go out and shoot your own No, am I making this up? Was this a fever dream? Hold on. I need to figure out if this is a real thing.
But like, what I hope is that, I mean, maybe Live Nation will take it over or something. I don't know. I just hope it's not, just doesn't become another douchey club that just is like all the other ones in big cities. And hopefully, my other hope is that, yes, the owners do, or founders, move on and start a new place that's just as good. I'm sure they are within the capacity to do that kind of thing. But man, Exodus was just so special, and I'm really sad to see it go.
Yeah, it is a bummer. Yeah. Well, we'll see. Hopefully, the future is bright, and hopefully something turns around. And I mean, do you think it was because of COVID that it all? I know it was a leasing thing, right?
Yeah, they said their lease is ending, and they're like, apparently they're not able to renew the lease. So I don't know, one of those things. A lot of people are moving to Nashville. I think maybe whoever is in charge of the building or owns the building is like, they got dollar signs in their eyes, and they're like, dude, I want to make some real fucking money, you know?
Right. Bummer.
Not this rock club money. I want real fucking money, you know?
Do you have a shit show for me today?
And in the whale shit show?
Yeah, do you have one?
Let's look here.
All right, hold on. Let's start the music!
Corpus Christi. That show we played at that sports bar.
What?
Clay was at.
What? What is this?
It was called Gators, I think. Clay was with us. It was that shitty bar. All the bands were like really awful, and Clay said it was the best show he'd ever seen us play.
What? I don't remember any of this.
Oh man.
What? So wait, give me a little more detail.
We just booked the show through Facebook,
Okay.
and you know, it's just one of those.
Oh,
There you
oh
go.
my God, it's gone. Okay, let's talk about it. All right, everybody. Oh my God. All right. So Gators in Corpus Christi, and I'm like, what? What are you talking about?
We can talk shit on it because it's gone. The club closed during the pandemic, so fuck them.
It's leveled. I believe that they now we have a history with Corpus Christi, in fact, where we played once there with Agent Orange, and literally the next month that building burnt to the ground.
Yeah.
And then we played this show in Corpus Christi, and literally a few months later, either a hurricane knocked it down or it was sold and just demoed.
Yeah.
I believe it was demoed.
Yeah. Good.
So, but Eric's like, oh yeah, remember this show? And I'm like, I don't remember. And then he's like, what was the detail you just said?
We booked it through a guy on Facebook.
Oh, that's right. God help us. God help us.
So yeah, this is one of these tours in like 2019 maybe, and you know, we at the time we were self-booking ourselves, and we were just booking a Texas run, and some guy just hit us up out of the blue on Facebook and said, yo, my friend's got this bar. They host rock bands all the time. We'd love to have you if you want to come to Corpus. We're like, sure, let's do it. Sounds good. And it's called Gators, and it was just a straight-up sports bar.
Well, the front end was sports bar, and the back end was like not a venue. But
Yeah.
it was like an open room
Exactly.
with a built stage.
Like a 2-foot high stage.
Right, and it was built, if I remember correctly, so it was a big rectangle, but instead of putting the stage in the back, so when you walk in, you look straight at the stage. You walk in, and to your left is the stage.
Yeah. It felt like they had this extra space. Like they had like, okay, this is a private room or whatever you can rent out for your, I don't know, birthday party or whatever, you know. And they were like, let's put a stage and some speakers in there.
Right. And if I remember correctly, tell me if I'm wrong, because this is like I have this thing in my body where I push out or I sweat out poison as much as I can. So it's kind of a shitty memory of what I have of it. But I remember we were supposed to sound check, and that was a disaster because the other bands that were supposed to be there never showed. No. We weren't going to sound check. We were going to run and go, right?
Right.
And the PA system was what you would think of Frankenstein's monster being, where it was like PVs on a stick, like half of the cables were working, half were not working.
All different brand speakers.
Right, and it was like a wall of many different brand
Yeah.
speakers.
It felt like what we in the industry call 2 PVs on a stick, which is like basically two small speakers that basically are just putting vocals through. And then they were like, someone was like, "Oh, Guitar Center's got a deal going on. I'll buy a couple more speakers." And then, "Hey, my cousin's selling this sub. I'll buy this sub." And then, "Oh, I found this other sub at a garage sale." And then it's just like this, Frankenstein.
Unpaired speakers and shitty wherewithal.
Yeah.
But they also had monitors, and I think this is where my frustration came from, is that we couldn't get the monitors working at all, right?
Yeah.
Like, or he was the person running the show. I don't know where he's at, but I hope he's doing well. Because the night, like, there's only one way to go up, and that, one way to go after that show, and it's up. And he was doing terrible.
Yes.
Like, Eric would go, "Hey, can I have some of Singer's vocals?" And he would just turn up feedback from the guitar amp.
Yeah, I distinctly remember saying, like, "I want some more guitar in my monitor," and he would turn it up, and it would get louder in Nate's monitor. Like, that kind of stuff where it was like...
We're like, "No, it's the opposite." And he's just like, "Cool, I got it." And then it would be, nothing would change.
Yeah, and it was one of those days we were just like, let's fucking get it right, please. Like, a lot of times we'll just say, "You know what, screw it, we'll just play, fine, whatever." But that day, for some reason, we were just like sort of digging our heels in, like, no, let's fucking get the sound right so we can play well, and it was just like pulling teeth.
And if anybody knows us, we're pretty good. Like, there's really only a few things that, like, kind of tailspin us, but for the most part, because we've been doing it so long and seen so many shitty things already, we were pretty good. But like Eric said, we had been out on the road for, I want to say, over about a month, right, at this point, because this was
Quite a while.
Full U.S. run,
Uh-huh.
multiple 30-plus shows or whatever, and we were like almost home. And all right, guy couldn't get the thing right. And then the other thing was the bands before us, one band double booked their night, right?
That's right, yeah.
And they're like, "We want to play early." We're like, oh, why? No one really wants to open. And they're like, no, you don't understand. And we're like, okay. Come to find out, they play the show, and they're like, "All right, see ya." Like,
yeah.
where are you guys going? Like, "Oh, we got another show down the street."
Yeah.
Like, fuck. Number one, fuck you.
Fuck you for doing that.
Number two, fuck you for doing that.
Yeah, if you, unless you're like playing in a cover band or a wedding band or something like that, where you're playing sort of background music or you're not expected to bring anyone, kind of thing. Fuck you for booking 2 shows in one night.
Because your effort and your ability to work well and better is cut in half.
100%. Your audience is cut in half. Everything, all of it.
It's like, oh shit, am I gonna go to the show with the band that's touring nationally and pay $10, or am I just gonna go to Phil's garage and drink a 40
Yep.
and do it for free and say fuck you to anybody that's trying to do anything?
Yeah. So anyway, we get we start. The show starts. It's a decent amount of people there. It's not horrible. It's an okay amount of people, and our really good friend Clay is with us. He's our good friend who owns, who's a part owner of Earth Skateboards. He lives in San Antonio. And he was with us just hanging out because he's a cool guy and wants to just see music. So he was there, like sort of a fly on the wall for the whole thing, just kind of watching us and like giggling at the whole thing. And the first couple bands start, and it's when I say like we've seen probably thousands of local bands in our day, and when I say all three of these opening bands were in probably the top 15 of the worst bands I've ever seen in my life. I'm not joking. And I at one point I was like, I can't bear to watch this anymore. I have to go outside. I can't watch this. I can't listen to this anymore. I cannot do it. It was so fucking bad. And you could see the audience, and the looks on their faces was just like, ugh. Like, all this is like, those people are better people than I. I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
I remember looking at the audience and thinking, dear God, most of these people are our friends that are here.
Yeah.
And they're just like looking at us like, who booked these bands?
Yeah. They just had to look like they smelled shit. Like, ugh.
Yeah, the guy that booked this show was like,
I mean, no offense.
I don't even know where to start with like what was going on with him.
Yeah, no offense to Corpus Christi. I mean,
We like the Rock Bar.
It's the House of Rock.
House of Rock.
It's a great place.
We played their anniversary with Authority Zero there.
Yes, great,
awesome show.
No offense to Corpus Christi. I know it's a small city. There's probably not a ton of bands to draw from to call. Anyway, these bands were shit. They were fucking terrible. It was. My ears were bleeding.
So eventually, after this point, we finally get to us to play, and there's still an audience there, if I remember correctly. They're there still hanging out. Like I said, they were our friends. So thankfully, thank you, Corpus Christi, for supporting us. We get up there, we just do a line check just to see how everything is, and this is where everything derails entirely.
Yeah, to understand correctly, if I remember correctly, the monitors were just off. They just weren't working.
I think at one point, because it was feeding back so much, I unplugged it.
Oh, that's right. It was just feeding back like a motherfucker.
Yeah, he couldn't get it right.
We're trying to play, trying to perform, right? And it's really hard to perform when there's just coming in your ear.
The entire time.
Yeah, and finally, I think we both unplugged our monitors, said fuck it. Right. And we were fucking super pissed.
We were. We ran. We went off the rails.
Yeah, and I think I remember just being like, let's just play like 45 minutes and just get through this and just get the fuck out of here because this fucking sucks. And we just played through our set, and we were super mad. Whatever. One of the bands took off right away because they had another gig. Our friends here, our good friends here, and he has to watch us play. The shitty sound system. Whatever, and it sucked.
I remember thinking this was the worst thing. Why did we do this show? We should have just stayed at Austin because I think we were in Austin the day before, and we're like, why did we do this?
We could have had a day off in Austin with Clay. We could have gone to a couple bars and had some good food and just fucking chilled out.
And Clay was like, guys, that was like the best show you've ever played.
Yeah.
We were like swearing and throwing shit. And like, I remember I didn't sing half of the show. Eric sang the whole show because I would just like, I would throw the mic down and someone would set it up and I'd throw it back down. I was just so frustrated. And this is my own fault.
Yeah, Clay, we were just done, and I just walked up to Clay like, you ready to go or what, man? And he's like, I don't know what to tell you, man. That was the best fucking show. One of the best shows I've ever seen. I was like, what are you talking about? I'm surprised you could even hear us. Like, he's like, no, you guys were like on fire. We were just like, are you fucking serious, dude?
He was totally serious. Every once in a while, he'll text me randomly and just go, what's up? What's going on with Gators? I'm like, dude, you know what's going on with Gators. That place is gone.
Yeah. So, fuck you, Gators. Fuck that place. And fuck that one band. The other two bands, I hope you're doing fine. Even though you're bad, I wish no ill will on you. Some people are just bad at music, and that's fine. And
Wait, are we bad at music?
maybe. Yeah, it's fine.
Is this a wake-up call?
Oh, fuck. Erase that.
All right. Thanks again, everybody, for listening to our bullshit. Please follow us at Shit Show Pod, at Shit Show Pod on Facebook. Instagram is at Shit Show Pod. And our In the Whale stuff is
InTheWhaleCult.com. Facebook /InTheWhale. Instagram _the_whale. TikTok InTheWhaleCult. And Twitter @InTheWhale.
Thanks, guys. We will hopefully talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.